Hi, my name is Deb Crockett, and I'm the Executive Director of Angelic Organics Learning Center. We are a regional nonprofit serving Northern Illinois, and our work is about building the local farm and food system so that more people are able to grow, get, and eat healthy food. I myself have taught sustainable gardening methods for over 20 years to urban, rural, and suburban audiences, and have also worked on urban agriculture policy issues. I'm pleased with your commitment to create a policy that allows the sensible and safe production of food by residents of Elmhurst. I want to speak to an issue that I understood was raised at a previous zoning meeting, which is the question of how much space does a family really need to be able to produce their own food? So it really depends. It depends on what kind of growing methods they use. It depends on what kind of crops they want to grow and what their diet is like. Do they eat mostly plants? Do they want to preserve their own food? And it also depends on things like climate and then particular circumstances on their own land, like shade and soil quality. All of those things together are going to impact how much space they need. At Angelic Organics Learning Center, we promote bio-intensive growing methods, which is similar to what the Virgils practice in their yard. And we look to the work of an expert named John Jevons, who studied this for many decades. And his research has shown that using bio-intensive gardening methods, and that includes some careful soil preparation so that there's good drainage, increased soil warmth in the springtime, and maximizing fertility. It includes careful plant spacing so that you can maximize how much you grow. And it includes growing polyculture so that different types of plants are mixed together. So when you practice this for a single person wanting to grow most of their produce on land, they need about 4,000 square feet. That's about 1/10 of an acre. So for a family like the Virgils, who want to grow most of their own food for 4 people, it's much, much more space than they actually have in their backyard. And to say that a small garden provides enough, that's not going to get them what they need. Their hoop house would only have about 240 square foot of actual growing space. That's not enough to grow their full needs. So what would a hoop house actually add for them? To understand this, you need to know a little bit of science. We live in the northern United States. We have winters that are extreme, both in terms of temperatures and in terms of reduced sunlight in the wintertime. Gardeners and botanists use a zoning system to assess plant hardiness. And here in Zone 5, you only have about 5 months that are typically frost-free. So a hoop house can really help to be able to extend the amount of growing time. It benefits frost-sensitive plants like tomatoes that then can extend longer into the fall, having a larger bounty. And cool-loving crops like spinach and kale also do better they can survive the extreme temperatures over winter and begin growing again in the early spring much more quickly. And we have talked with a consultant from Michigan State University named Adam Montree and gotten some economics, and he's given some evidence that families can save significant money by growing their own food in hoop houses. The United States has a long tradition of encouraging self-reliance, independence, and ingenuity. Indeed, victory gardens during World War I and II were a way to boost morale, direct more resources to war efforts, and build community. Many of these victory gardens were in places like Elmhurst. In this country, we value our right to fresh and healthy food and self-sufficiency. The Virgils and others from Elmhurst with a similar inclination should be commended and supported in their initiative to teach neighbors and children self-reliance, life skills, stewardship for the land, and for each other. Please support this effort.